Hi everyone, my name is Lucy and I wanted to make a video based off of an incident that happened to me recently. So, as you all may know, right now we're going through a very tumultuous time with ICE and with the presidency and everything that's going on politically in the world. And well, some of you may not know, but I am the child of an immigrant, and just based on my facial features, like, it's obvious that that I'm Hispanic. And well, I had an incident happen to me recently, and in lieu of everything that's going on, I wanted to make a video, I guess, talking about what's going on and making a comic based off of the experience that I personally went through. So, without further ado, let's get started on the video. I'm going to start by stating the facts about what's going on in the world, and as the video progresses, I'll talk about what happened to me personally. I hope this video can send a message to others that you're not alone in this fight, and that hopefully we can all come together and find hope and peace and possibly a little grace in all of this. I'm also going to be linking a Google Doc in the description box below with a list of resources in both English and Spanish. Let's start with the facts. ICE enforcement has killed 32 people in 2025 alone. I'm going to be naming and talking briefly about a few of these cases. However, since there are so many, I won't be able to address everyone, and I apologize for that. Renee Nicole Good. She was a U.S. citizen and she was fatally shot by ICE in Minneapolis while fleeing after dropping off her child from school. Silverio Villegas Gonzalez. He was a father who was killed in Chicago after being falsely accused of dragging an agent. He was actually trying to flee from the agent. Marimar Martinez. She was a U.S. citizen who was shot by ICE in Texas. There was initial claims of armed resistance that were later contradicted by body cam footage. Keith Porter Jr. He was killed in Los Angeles by an off-duty ICE agent after a New Year's Eve celebration. Jocelyn Rojo Carranzas, an 11-year-old who died by suicide after bullying and threats of ICE deportation. Roberto Carlos Montoya Valdez. He was a Guatemalan day laborer who was killed while fleeing ICE in Monrovia, California. There are so many more cases, and I wish I could name them all here, but the truth of the matter is, none of these people deserve to die, and they lost their lives in the hands of ICE. It truly saddens me, the state of this country, how it's just falling apart. We've all lost our way, and we've forgotten that we're all citizens of the universe. We are all brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, and children of this world, and yet we're destroying each other. I'm going to be saying something that many of you might find controversial and you may not agree with, but the United States is not the greatest country in the world. That is a falsehood at best, because there is no such thing as greatest country in the world. It is in an idealistic world, the greatest country would not have its people divided as the US does. It would provide free resources, free healthcare, free education, clean energy, clean food and resources, affordable housing, well-paying jobs with benefits, a prioritization on mental health, and much more. And yet the US provides none of that. Its people are tired and frustrated. Many are starving and homeless, and many are resorting to violence and self-harm. What are we left with? The rich gets richer and the poor get poorer. The bad guys are seen as the good guys, and the real good guys either get ostracized or worse, murdered. I try to hold on to hope, I really do, and I know there's good people out there. Just recently, many people went out to protest about ICE, many of whom were students, and it made me feel such a sense of pride to know that the younger generation sees that the world is on fire and still chooses to remain resilient and fight back. I'm so grateful that at least those of us who stand against this cancer that is ice can at least talk about it and vocalize what's going on and get closer to finding solutions to all of this. Also, I implore those of you who are watching this, please comment on your thoughts or even personal experiences with all of this. I want this channel, this platform, to be a safe space to talk about these things. Anywho, now I'll speak about my personal experience. I work part-time at my older brother's motorcycle shop. I don't have a car, so I resort to other means of transportation to get to my destination. I use an electric scooter to get to the nearest bus station in the area where I live, and from there I take the train to the city where my brother's shop is located. It roughly takes me about 2 hours to get to my destination. That day was a typical day. Nothing unusual or out of the ordinary happened. I got ready, I put on my jacket, my face mask that I use to protect me from the wind and the bugs, and because I have sinus issues, so that's why I use the mask. Anywho, I rode the scooter to the bus station, but as I got closer, I stopped and I walked because I was passing by some stores and a bar in the area before crossing the bike trail that leads to the station. As I walked by the bar, a man and his buddy were watching me on the sidewalk, and as I passed by, the man said, 1-800-CALL-ICE. I kept walking, then I acted as if I didn't hear anything, but once I got to the station, I was just left petrified. I kept playing the whole interaction in my head over and over again, and then I started to overthink that maybe he thought I was a part of ICE since I was wearing a mask, but at the same time, that just didn't make any sense. And then I started to think that of my brother and all the stories that he had told me about people being racist towards him once they found out he was Mexican. The thing is, me and my brother, we are a little bit white passing, so people don't assume our race right away. So when they do find out, it becomes a problem sometimes. I also thought of my father and everything he had sacrificed to be in this country and to provide for his family. I felt sick to my stomach and I wanted to puke in that moment. A quick moment, completely unprovoked, simply because I exist. This is the case for many people. We go about our day without a care in the world, thinking everything's going to be all right, and then bam, the truth. I don't know what the future holds when it comes to ICE, when it comes to racism as a whole, and what will happen to the people that have been negatively impacted by these circumstances. What I do know is that the human spirit is powerful and unbreakable, and if we all come together, we can tackle this giant head on and completely eradicate it from existence. Please vocalize your concerns, help your fellow neighbor, and spread the word to others, because together we can fight this and come out the other end stronger. Not just for us, but for the future generations as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, please leave a like and subscribe if you like. I don't usually make videos like this, at least this serious, but this was something that I wanted to get off of my chest. I've added a list of resources below, so please check them out. And until then, please be safe out there. Please continue spreading kindness to the world. And until next time, I'll see you all around. Bye.